People often ask us who we are. We're two brothers, born 3 years apart, who grew up in a small town called Morristown in New Jersey. I'm Chris, the pilot, and the oldest.
I'm Jeff Mason. I'm the navigator. I've never really been into cars. I grew up racing bicycles, first BMX and then road bikes.
I've always loved machines. From bikes to motorcycles to cars to boats and back to cars again. Our father was a stock car racer in the 60s and 70s. Though we didn't know our father, it's obvious that racing is in the genes.
No matter what we're doing, we're always competitive. We love to compete.
Despite living worlds apart from each other, I live in Venice, Italy, Jeff lives in Denver, Colorado, we've remained close. And through rallying together, we've only become more so.
Rallying requires a lot of trust between driver and navigator. Maybe that comes easier because we're brothers. In the car, we're a team and it's all business. We're competitors. We work to be fast together. At the end of the stage, at the end of the race, we're brothers, and it's great to be there together. The idea to run La Carrera came from Kent Bain. Kent and his crew at Vintage Racing Services have been building and supporting Carrera cars for 30 years. He said if we were going to do just one road rally in our life, it had to be La Carrera. The reasons were simple. The chance to race on open roads, the beautiful Mexican scenery, and the wonderful Mexican people. Kent said, "You will never feel more welcome anywhere than when you're racing La Carrera." And he was right. La Carrera Panamericana is one of auto racing's most historic and longest-running rallies. It can only be compared to races such as the Mille Miglia and the Targa Florio in Italy.
All right. Morning, all. Did you guys get here any earlier? Well, sauntering in it,
They're lining cars up to get them through scrutiny, so...
It was first run in 1950 as a way to promote the newly completed Pan American Highway that crosses Mexico. From 50 to 54, the best drivers and teams from Europe and the Americas raced La Carrera. Like all races of the day, it was dangerous and it claimed the lives of many drivers. In 1955, it was canceled for safety reasons.
Now we wait in line and we'll pull the car up to the red tent. And Victor will inspect the car, and hopefully we'll pass.
In 1988, La Carrera was revived as a rally for vintage race cars, pre-1975 cars equipped with modern safety systems. Today, the modern rally races 3,000 kilometers over 7 days from the south of Mexico to the north, from city to city. Over 100 teams participate each year. This year's race ran through Oaxaca, Veracruz, Mexico City, Querétaro, Morelia, Guanajuato, Zacatecas, and Durango. La Carrera is the ultimate road race.
We're in. Just breeze through.
Second time's a charm. It's nice having been through it before and knowing what the car even last year. This year so much easier.
Right.
So,
but ultimately, I mean, it's compared to last year, we knew what we were doing. I mean, just from the bureaucratic point of view, we knew you had to go here, there, and banged it out.
And we got confirmation that we took a few hundred pounds of weight out of the car. Several hundred pounds. Yeah, which is great. With all the work we did over the winter, more horsepower, less weight.
Woo-hoo!
That works.
That works. Why do we race a 1965 Volvo Amazon 122S? Because life's too short to race an ugly car. Beyond that, the Amazon is a strong, safe car with a good rally history and goes like hell.
Right 0 long. Left 3. Left 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck me.
Went into the corner too hot, didn't make it around, went straight. Damaged the steering box. And we don't have another one of those.
The wheel was forced in a violent manner and it pulled the steering box away from the frame of the vehicle. And that large shunt essentially broke the pinion gear in the steering box.
So we'll now see whether the car's drivable. And if the car's not drivable, this race is over for Driving La Carrera before it started.
Yeah, I'll come find you. But Amazon 65 or older
would be ideal.
What's the oldest it could be?
62, I think, is when they first came out.
Okay. All right, because we're networking with some friends and to see if
I'm always asking. I'm asking also questions as well.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go talk to Angela about it.
Yeah.
See what she knows.
What do you need?
1965 Volvo Amazon steering box or older.
Jeff, el del Volvo tuvo un accidente y están buscando la caja de dirección de un Volvo 1965, ¿ya? 1965.
Una pregunta, necesitan una pieza de un Volvo 65.
We may have damaged our steering box for our Volvo.
Just before the crash, I was struggling to keep up with the pace notes. Chris was driving faster than I could give him the information about the next turn. I should have told him to slow down. We came too fast into a left 3, and we didn't make the turn. We put the nose of the Mescalero straight into the hillside.
Immediately after the crash, I was completely devastated. I mean, I just wanted to lay down and cry. I mean, in an instant, everything we had done up to that point, a year's worth of preparation, was put into jeopardy due to one mistake. If we cannot find a replacement, our race is over. Period. I cannot overstate how much of a challenge this is. We need to locate a solid 1965 Volvo Amazon 122S steering box in Mexico, where Volvos were never imported. We've got 15 hours to find a needle in a haystack and fix our car to be able to race tomorrow.
Alright, get the Jack Daniels. Fuck it.
We knew that there was one in Connecticut, one in Los Angeles, numerous in Europe, and possibly one in Mexico. We had many people offering to be on the next flight coming down to Mexico. But unfortunately, no one could get here in time. What can I say? We're spent trying to figure out what to do. And the phone rang.
Es en Aguascalientes, ¿verdad? Okay. Oh my god. Es todo tuyo, ¿no? Whoa. Whoa. Oh my god. 6 hectáreas. I don't know how much.
I think that's the most valuable part of the car.
Sí es. Okay. Okay. Ok, lo que necesitamos es que no se dañe nada cuando la quites. Nada. Que no.
There's a steering box in a rusting 1965 Amazon in a junkyard in Aguascalientes, 10 hours away. Pedro Hernandez owner of the yard and VW Restore, heard from someone in Renee's Facebook group that we needed an Amazon steering box.
With the help of Mexico, we literally found the needle in the haystack. Pedro agrees to pull the steering box out of the junker right away. Now all we need to do is get the part to Oaxaca. Tonight is the ceremonial start in the center of Oaxaca. Tim and James have made the Mescalero drivable so we can be there. We don't want to miss it and disappoint our sponsors and our fans. The best news is we found the steering box we need. It's on its way right now from Aguascalientes, 10 hours away. It turns out the brother of our photographer's high school friend lives in Aguascalientes and is willing to drive the part overnight to Oaxaca on his motorcycle. His name is Jorge. Julian said he absolutely loves the Carrera and is willing to drop everything, skip work, just to help us.
So, this is where we are. Our race is in the hands of people we've never met and who don't know us. People who have put a pause on their lives to get us to the starting line.
6 hours ago we crashed. 2 hours ago we found the part we need to repair the car. If everything goes right, in 12 hours we'll be racing.
We'll put my toolbox here. So we'll put my toolbox.
Jorge, our hero. Without Jorge, we would have not been on the starting line. Mick, what can you say about a guy who's willing to drop everything, call his boss, and say, I'm not coming in tomorrow, and maybe not even the next day, then get on a motorcycle and ride like hell through the night to help two brothers that he's never met?
There's this idea called the spirit of La Carrera. If a team needs help because of a crash or a mechanical problem, other teams will help them in any way they can. Carrera fans like Jorge are also part of this spirit and will help the teams in any way they can. Without his help, we couldn't have started the race, and all the work we had done for a year would have been lost.
When we went to the Mescalero that morning before the start, Jorge was there. There were big smiles on everyone's faces. We'd done it. We were going racing. If this is not the spirit of the Carrera, I don't know what is.
Stages were the easiest part of today, to say the least. We had electrical problems. Turns out it's a bad alternator. We ran on just the battery. We didn't have an alternator, and after we got on the last transit section, we had to change the battery, and then the car wouldn't restart after we put gas in. We had to hotwire the car in order to get it to restart, in order to make the last transit to Veracruz. And we might get penalized because we came in under the time. We'll see. We'll see if they're lenient with us because we had such a tough day. But glad to be here for sure.
entry into Mexico City was awesome.
This year was okay.
Yeah, because they instead of just going in as this group, we went in single file, and the people were so crowded around the car. It was just like you were driving through.
I was afraid of running over people's
You thought you were gonna run over their toes. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause it was just so pressed in, but it was so much fun. And then when we got out as a tourist, you could never have that much honest interaction with everyday people. In the Carrera, you can, and so you really get a sense of, you know, what the cultures are in different places. And
Yeah, it's certainly a unique and, in some respects, privileged way of interacting with
yeah,
Mexico.
right.
Aside from being able to drive like a maniac across the country, but you put that aside, it is a very interesting way. Hey, I know that was tough for you. You know, it happens. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a timing chip
Brakes are good.
that we give to the starter, and they record the time, and then we give the same timing chip to the control at the end.
Yep.
And that stage, the second to last stage, the roads were so rough that the timing chip bounced off the Velcro. So when we got to the control at the end to record the timing chip wasn't there. So I had to take everything off, and I'm hunting around inside the car to find the timing chip, because we had to get to the next control on time, and we made it like inside our minute.
Oh.
So, whew. And then we immediately had to go. And that was tough.
That was fun. A little scary, a little hairy, but fun. So, this is one of the reasons why we do the Carrera. You get to drive up mountain roads like this.
So the morning stages were good. Nothing was easy. And then in the afternoon, there's this stage that is a series of switchbacks, and it's like 10 switchbacks, and it is just so physically demanding and hard and mentally difficult.
We've had problems with our fuel gauge, so that resulted in us carrying a little more fuel than we need. That's something that needs to get resolved this evening. But the speed stages were great. The road was in good condition. We kept the car on the road, and we were really fast for us. Now, how that's going to play out in the standings, I don't really know. It really doesn't matter. Today was a blast. We drove the car to its limit, our limit, and tomorrow will be another day, and we'll try to push it even harder. There it is. It's even beige. Over its 3,000 kilometers, La Carrera takes us through incredible Mexican landscapes. My favorite landscape is crossing Lake Huitzio. It's like driving across the largest mirror you've ever seen. Truly spectacular.
when we first started working on doing the Carrera, one of the first people I got introduced to in the Carrera world was Angelica Fuentes. She's really, really nice. And one of the first things she said to me was, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna learn about the spirit of La Carrera. And this is like 2 years ago.
Muy raro. Sí, veníamos bajando, venía Gabriel dándole bien, no es porque sea foto, pero venía bien bonito que le
Well, there's no money to race for. There's no prize other than the pride of your own achievement, the pride of your own success, the pride and enjoying the experience. So everybody gets that, right? So they want to make sure that somebody is able to continue, and if they can help you, they will. I mean, that's just it, bottom line. If they can help you, will. Pretty overwhelming to kind of be on the receiving end of it, because we're nobody in this in this race, right?
We're just the Mason brothers in the Volvo.
Right, we're the guys in the Volvo. So.
Hey, we're in third. It's a nice way to start the day. We're in third overall. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Chris drove great. Stages were amazing. Tough. I like all the Carrera stuff. It's tough. It's not easy, but we were able to push the car a little bit, push ourselves a little bit. I think we're finally really coming into our rhythm. Driver and co-driver, we only get to do this once a year, and so it takes a few days for us to just get in sync. But today was that day, and the Cumbres stages were just beautiful and fast and hard, a little bit scary, but we kept it together, and I think our times are pretty fast. So we're happy about that. Doesn't matter where we end up in the results, but I know that we pretty much drove it as fast as we could drive it. So it was a great day overall.
Oh, I had been told about the tunnels of Guanajuato, but I wasn't prepared for this. Tunnel after tunnel. Fortunately, we were following behind the Grillos VW, but at a certain point, their navigator jumps out and starts running. I look at Jeffrey, get out of that car and follow her.
So I jump out of the car with our time card and timing chip. I sprint out of the tunnel to find the time control so we won't miss our check-in and get a penalty.
Yeah, well, while he's running around Guanajuato, I'm stuck trying to figure out where the heck I am. I've got no navigator, no map, and I'm trying to find a finishing arch.
The Volvo comes roaring out of the tunnel following this motorcycle. Apparently, the couple on the bike had helped Chris find his way back. I give them a team hat, thank them for their help, hop in the car, and we took off for the finishing arch. Crazy stuff like this happens all the time in La Carrera.
We're beyond use up here. This is actual need. Fatigue begins to set in.
Del Volvo.
Ah, ¿qué hubo?
282, ¿cómo ves?
Muy bien, ¿cómo
Our
está?
hero.
Aquí estamos llegando.
El héroe.
Aquí estoy.
El superhéroe.
Una locura, pero lo logramos, ¿verdad?
Sí,
¿Cómo
sí,
me
sí.
dijiste? Tiene que ser ahorita, pero ahorita,
No lo-
pero ahorita.
no lo
La verdad es
prometo.
que yo entiendo lo que es esto, entonces soy muy fan de la Panamericana. Y cuando me dijiste es que no hay mañana, es hoy, lo entendí, cerramos el negocio y todos a buscarla, encontrarla y a darle. Y bueno, se logró, ya ves que también el chavo de la moto, qué bárbaro, qué loco, o sea, en las carreras yo sé que un tornillo te detiene y un tornillo es la diferencia entre llegar y no. Y bueno, pues qué padre que le sirvió y qué padre que ya vienen ahí corriendo.
Estuvo padrísimo, pues
One of the best parts of racing La Carrera is meeting the people of Mexico. At the start and finish of each stage, we meet hundreds of people who all wish us good luck. Buena suerte.
Tercer lugar de Oaxaca, Emilio Velázquez y Elizabeth Tejada. Segundo lugar, en Mocho. Primer lugar, Chris Mason and Jeff Mason. First place from the U.S. in the Volvo.
We kicked butt in the morning in a real way. Speed stages 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the day started to fall apart. We made some navigational errors. Places are pretty much squared away. We're sitting in third place overall in our class, which was the result we were aiming for. So now it's our responsibility to bring it home.
Por sexta ocasión, recibiendo esta carrera panamericana y ahora a los campeones 2019, piloto Ricardo Cordero, navegante Marco Hernández.
Hey, Farrah! What's up? How are you? Awesome! We finished! And look! You know what that means? That's a good sign.
I thought at that moment probably third was the place. And I think it turned out to be, when we look at the results over the days, while we had some wins, the aggregate was, we're the third place car.
We're the third car.
Yeah.
This is an honest.
So it's a fair finish.
It's a fair finish. It's a fair finish.
And to come away with third place in the class as competitive as ours feels really good. Feels like the work, all work.
Next year, we'll be back and we'll win.
I promise. If we win, you win.
Okay, promise.
Yes.
We proved that the car can win. Now we just need to develop our skills so that we're consistent and we can win.
I got an idea of the first part of that. Yeah. Keeping it on the road. What's your idea for how we could do that?
Not getting lost in the basements.
So we keep it on the road and we don't get lost. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. This year's Carrera required all the strength that my brother and I had. I'm proud that we accomplished our goal of placing third in our class. I'm proud that we won Mil Cumbres 2 times and won stage 5 overall, proving that the Mescalero is fast enough to win.
This race was harder than last year's. A couple of crashes, a couple of mistakes. It really tested me and Chris. But we're a strong team. We've got speed and we've got guts. Next year, we're coming back to win.
That's the end this year.
Right 0, left 1. Right short, left 1. Right 0 and finish.